Alrighty, what up? It's Shankster94, and welcome to the 50th weekly Q&A. This is kind of a special one. It's a semi-milestone of some sort, so we're going to extend it. Half an hour and a half, whatnot. So, I'm your host, Shankster94, aka THEGAMERSHANKSTER. This is a place for you guys to ask questions, receive answers, communicate with each other, have pitiful comment wars with each other, and for the occasional trolls to show up and get blocked immediately when they do something inappropriate, immoral, or just plain stupid. Alrighty? So, I'm all ready to go here. My timer is set for an hour and a half, which I will start as soon as I see the first question, or read the first question. And I also got Resident Evil Wiki and Google Images ready to go, in case a question prompts the use of those sites. Alrighty. So, who do we got here before we start? Let me go up in the chat a bit. So, we have Wyatt Shotrand, of course, probably the main contender of these Q&As. We got Smith Wesson. Not saying all of these people are here now, but they were here in the pre-chat. So, we got Wyatt Shotrand, Smith Wesson, JT Grooms. Don't know if you've been to these Q&As before, but I did notice you were commenting on my recently uploaded weapon review, so that was cool. Gaming Cloud 95, Tina Schroeder, what's up? Slayer King, Man of Muff, probably the second biggest contender of these Q&As. Wyatt Shotrand's main rival, probably. Manu Castilla, what is up? Haven't heard from you in a while. You were probably my greatest informant for Resident Evil Code Veronica. You and Marat Balamza. Shinobi03. And anyone else? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Just Some Gamer. Now I'm back to the bottom. Yo, 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 what's up? Tina Schroeder, Pitiful Comment Wars, I know. Alright. The fact that I keep doing these every week is impressive, Shinobi. Yeah, it is. Alright, so let's read the first question from Wyatt Shotrand. Which is, okay, so first he's saying, congratulations on the 50th Q&A. Yep, 50 Q&As, it's crazy. Did I hear about Facebook's big data breach and Mark Zuckerberg going before Congress? Yeah, I have. And, I don't know, Facebook might be looking at hard times ahead of them. Alrighty. Alright, so yeah, I need to start the timer. What am I thinking? Start. Alright. Colin 93387, which I just go by Colin. Favorite moment of Resident Evil 5? It's when I beat the shit out of Wesker in Chapter 6-1. Alright, Wyatt, can I pin the comment you made on my recent TGS Classics video upload? Pin. I'm actually not sure how to pin a comment, dude. You either have to tell me how, or I can't do it. What do you mean by pin a comment? Man of Muff. That is asking Wyatt a question, so I'll have him answer for you. Manu Castilla, yo, you've been 3 months without internet. You left a warning message in the comments. Yeah, that's right. You did. Chris's first... Okay, that's right. I remember. Just Some Gamer. So, have I seen a video by a YouTuber named Tipster about the Resident Evil community is recently being toxic? Is recently being toxic? No. But any video of someone talking negatively about Resident Evil, I don't care to watch. Because it's opinionated and no factual basis behind it. Or I like to believe so. No one can tell me to not like Resident Evil. That's for dang sure. Alright, Spy Red Room, congrats for the 50. Yeah. The bigger one, though, is going to be number 52. Just 2 Q&As from now, it'll be a full year of doing Q&As. And I'm doing it on the anniversary of the first Q&A. And I also plan on doing something else with that one. It's going to be a big... That one's going to be the bigger one. For a few reasons, which I'm not willing to disclose at the moment. Alright, Cullen. Think the Resident Evil 2 remake is doomed. Revealed like 3 years ago. And 0 official news so far. You know, I won't... At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes like a tanked project like Tekken Cross Street Fighter. That was announced like back in 2010 or 11. Still never came to fruition. I don't know though. You would think they like would be dedicated to finishing or to doing this, because when other people started making fan games, the most popular one I believe was called like Project UDK or something like that. Capcom requested them to cease work on it. And if I remember correctly, I think they also asked that team who were developing the fan-made game to work with them on the actual, like, official remake. So if they took the steps to do something like that, then they better dedicate to it, because that fan-made game was the closest thing to an actual Resident Evil 2 remake we've ever had. If you ask me. It was taking the game engine from Darkside Chronicles, but giving it fixed camera angles, which is decent, if you ask me. Alright, Man of Muff, congrats on the 50 Q&A, hopefully no trolls. It may be inevitable, you don't know. Hypersonic, what's my favorite weapon in Resident Evil series? The PRL 412 from Resident Evil 4. Alright, White Chatron, why was the description for this video initially wrong, stating that the Q&A was happening on April 6th, which would be impossible? Because I copy and paste my descriptions from earlier Q&As, and I simply forgot to edit that one little detail. The scheduled date for it wasn't incorrect. It was just my description. But that makes me glad that you actually read the description. Most people don't even read the description on videos these days. That used to be a problem for me back in the day. People wouldn't read the damn description and got their facts wrong. Just Some Gamer, well, this video is not about the games, it's mostly about people being toxic, like them yelling in a mic and stuff. To me, that sounds more like what Call of Duty brings about. It brings about the worst in people in, like, chats and whatnot. Spy Rodrum, how was my day today? So far, it's been great. I've been awaiting this. Mana Castilla, you're a little outdated. You noted I completed remake and remastered the weapons review. So about streaming Not a Hero and Zoe, how are things going? So, yeah, so now that the weapon review is done, the next thing I plan on doing is streaming the Resident Evil 7 DLC. Specifically, so the two that you named, but I also want to stream Daughters, which was a DLC that was released long ago, like when the game first came out. Because that's a more story-based DLC as well, just like Not a Hero and End of Zoe. And I actually still, to this day, never played that DLC, so I might as well stream my live blind playthrough of it. So the first thing you see was Daughters. And I don't know whether I want to do End of Zoe first, or End of Zoe before Not a Hero, or after. I want to do it in the order, in the timeline order, but having not played, either of them, I don't know which one takes place when. So I will be fine if someone who has played them tells me which one takes place earlier in the timeline. But that's the only detail I want. Which one takes place first? End of Zoe or Not a Hero in the timeline of the plot. Whichever one comes first, that's the one I will play before the other. Regardless that Not a Hero was well known before End of Zoe, I don't care about release date in this sense. Or this isn't the full play we're doing. Okay. Man of Muff, I just scheduled 2 Q&As this first time. So yeah, if you didn't know, when I scheduled this Q&A number 50, I also scheduled Q&As number 51 and 52 in advance. 52 was easy because I know exactly when I want to do that one, like far ahead. 51, I just found like the center point between the two dates, and that's what we got. So yeah, don't expect that to be a normal thing, man. If I only did that because I knew exactly what I wanted. But I'll never schedule Q&As like that again because there's a big risk when scheduling stuff like that way in advance because I don't know what my work schedule is going to give me, and it does tend to change sometimes. So, like as a matter of fact, the date of the 50-second Q&A is not going to change, but the time actually could be subject to change. The time of the Q&A. Because I don't know what my work schedule is that day. Alright, so now I'm falling behind even though slow mode's on because I'm taking like several minutes on each of these questions. No, that's not the page I want to be on. It's too bright. Alright. Alright, Stormo Ninja. Do I hate censorship in video games? I don't hate it, but I don't prefer it. I understand why people do it. You don't want kids hearing that shit. Wyatt Shottrand, if you died, would I come to your funeral? The fact that you live on the other side of the country, Wyatt, it would be like... It would just be too much for me to do something like that. And I'm not a big fan of funerals, either. Slayer King, am I going to play Resident Evil 8? If and when it gets developed, of course. Manu Castilla, great, you were afraid you were going to miss on the internet shortage. No. Tina Schroeder, what do I think about Whitney, Wisconsin, in case I know her? Who the hell is that? Well, from these images I'm getting, doesn't look, would not be something I care to see. No. I don't care to find out. Okay. Man, if I'm right, I can confirm that COD community is toxic. They always yell and talk trash, yeah. Shinobi 03, Not a Hero takes place first. Alrighty. Well, then it looks like we're doing Not a Hero after Daughters and before before End of Zoe. Fair enough. Alright, Spy Red Room. 3 Tyrant Bodyguards or have 5 RPD helicopter escorts. One of them will be throughout the rest of my life. Which one would I choose? 5 RPD helicopter escorts, I guess. Just some gamer. Some companies like to take their time. It usually depends on the game engine and also voice acting and soundtrack and also game testing for bugs. Also, End of Zoe is first and then Not a Hero. Okay, great. Now we got 2 opposing sides. So I guess I'm gonna have to look it up because I got 2 different people say 2 different things. One said End of Zoe's first, and one said Not a Hero's first. So I'm talking first as in chronological events. We all know that the events of Resident Evil 7 happened before either of those. So after Ethan and Mia fly out, what comes next? The events of Not a Hero or the events of End of Zoe? Not a Hero makes more sense because we're left with a cliffhanger of Chris Redfield at the end of the regular game. So it'd make a lot of sense if that came directly afterward. We didn't hear from Zoe since she got, like, molded over. So, alright, Wyatt Chutrin, if you died, who would I most prefer to become my newest biggest supporter? Probably Man of Mouth, because he's your main competition. Or someone... So you're the only person who's come along who could afford to give me as much support as you do. So, honestly, I don't... at the moment, I don't have a substitute. Because no one supports me like you do. Like, when I say that for the other people, I mean, he donates. A lot. That's, like, one of the biggest supports you can get. Now, I understand a lot of you who don't donate is because you can't donate. That's where I come from. Logan Kelly, why do the pilots in Resident Evil always die? You know, that is a very good question. That seems to be the case, doesn't it? Yeah, you don't want to end up flying a helicopter. Okay, now I got Manicusty. So now it's 2-1 when it comes to which DLC comes first. I got two people says that Not a Hero is first. So for now, Not a Hero sounds like it's coming first. White Chakra and Resident. There. Okay. Alright. Freaking OBS. I think I need to update it. That's what I need to do. I keep, like, canceling the update. Alright. Reloading this page because I don't want the live feed to be going at the same time as live stream. Be sucking up internet big time. Alright, and I stopped the timer. It was like at 1:16 when I went out right there, so I'm gonna reset it. Okay. So the question I was answering before that just happened. Okay. Hold on. I'm just trying to catch up to where it was. Oh, Sterling Clark's question. Am I excited for whenever Resident Evil 2 remake comes out? If they get around to finishing it up, yeah. And if I got an idea when it might or if it will, no idea. Man of Muff, Excella versus Ashley. Are you kidding me? Excella, easily. Ashley's worthless. Wyatt Shatron. Eat nothing but McDonald's cheeseburgers for the rest of my life. I can actually cope with that. I like them. Or nothing but uncooked plain broccoli. See, that is a tough choice because it's a choice of whether I just want something that tastes great for the rest of my life, which can backfire because eating it for so long, it probably becomes bland and, like, you know, it actually might get boring and disgusting at some point. Or uncooked plain broccoli. Now, that would be a very healthy alternative, but I would have to suffer through it for a while. You know what? To be honest, I could get used to it, so I'm going to go with broccoli on that matter. Because broccoli is a vegetable that I happen to like. Spinach is better, though, but Slayer King, cool. Alright, Mana Castilla. So you have a few tips and suggestions for when I do Resident Evil 0. You'll leave them later on the remake epilogue. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Man of Muff is my main informant on that game for sure. But you and Murat Balamza can contribute. Murat Balamza already contributed. He gave me a freaking essay of a comment, which I disregard half of it because he's trying to tell me how to play the game and I don't like it. All I need tips on are, like, the events that I need to trigger, more or less. I don't need to be told what weapon I need to have when and where. Logan Kelly, am I going to play Lost Tapes DLC? So isn't Daughters the Lost Tapes, technically? That's what I believe. They are the Lost Tapes. If you're talking about, like, Ethan Must Die, Jack's 55th, Nightmare, and Bedroom, and 21, all those DLCs? No. I'm not live streaming those. I already played them in my own time. Just Some Gamer, who is the most forgettable character in a Resident Evil game? The most forgettable character? Trying to think. I'm thinking main series only games here. Dario Rosso. Or Dario Rossi. In Resident Evil 3. I'd say so. Dario Rossi. but I remember him. Colin, Leon versus Jake. Who would win? Jake. Tina Schroeder, do I like Pokemon? So I don't care for Pokemon. I don't dislike it. I don't like it either. I don't care about it. Man of Muff, my worst CGI Resident Evil movie and why? So the worst one, in my opinion, and why, is Damnation. Because the thought of being able to control like all of the BOWs like that, I don't like it. And honestly, even though I said Vendetta was disappointing and short, it did have some awesome scenes in it. Like Chris and Leon versus a barrage of zombies. It was great. Wyatt Chatrin, here's that question. Before and after the stream. So before the stream, I was catching up on my YouTube subscriptions. After the stream, I think I might actually go into my my Photoshop project of my layout for live streaming a game and make some edits, because I haven't been in that thing for like a year and it needs to be updated. Basically, the stream overlay that you see right now with the chat right here and my links right here, I have a different layout for when I stream games, which only happened once when I did Resident Evil 7, but it's out of date. It only has my Facebook and Twitter on it. It doesn't even have my Patreon, and I need to change it up. Alright, Manu Castilla. By the way, when I think the rest of the band footage in Resident Evil... Okay, band footage. So Nightmare Bedroom 21. Do I think they're canon? Nightmare, no. Bedroom, maybe. Bedroom may be canon. It's iffy. 21, no. I don't think so. And you 100% guarantee Not a Hero's first. Alright, we're doing Not a Hero first. Alright, and then I went out of stream just then. Man of Muff blaming Darker Fox, thinking he's hacking like my stream and cutting me off. No. Alright. Alright, Just Some Gamer. Which web browser do I prefer? Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, or Firefox? I use Google Chrome for practically everything. Wyatt Chatrin, you'll be Facebook messaging a question because otherwise it will take up 3 chats. Well, that doesn't really change the fact that I have to read your obnoxious question and holding off other people. Alright, so Wyatt's question is, choose from the following 2 loadouts. To survive, I told you to stop putting subscribers' names in the enemy apocalypse, because it doesn't matter who becomes it. I'm gonna kill them with the same integrity. I don't care if it's my fucking mom. But anyway, the question is, correctly, 2 loadouts to survive a Crimson Head and a 4-legged molded apocalypse. Get rid of the names. A semi-sharp machete, a box with 5 matches in it, and a parachute with a 75% chance of working. Or a 909 with only 3 rounds to start, a partly faded map of the surrounding area that can only be read up against a light source, and half of an iron defense coin. The other half would need to be found using the map, otherwise you initially get the... So for 4-legged, molded, and Crimson Head apocalypse, which we're not going to survive no matter what we do, I'll go with the semi-sharp machete loadout. Alright. Logan Kelly, what is my favorite Resident Evil spin-off? Outbreak, for sure. Man of Muff, choose from the 2 loadouts to survive a Chaos apocalypse. The M82A1 with the desert... Why do people call it Deagle? It's Desert Eagle. I understand D-Eagle is Desert Eagle, but please stop calling it a Deagle. It sounds weird. And RPG 7, or switch jobs with you for a month, or with a garbage man. Or what? Oh, I went into 2 questions. So, man, if you screwed up, you gotta realize you get 2 minutes. So the 2 loadouts to survive a chaos apocalypse, which is kind of crazy because those things are huge, is an M82A1 with Desert Eagle and RPG-7, or M98 Sniper with M29 upgraded and M1 Bazooka. This is a lot of information, man. You're worse than Wyatt in that case. I guess I'm going with the M82A1 with Desert Eagle and RPG-7. Alright, Wyatt's question was switch jobs with you for a month or with the garbage man for a month. I'll switch jobs with you for a month. Tina Schroeder, what is my definition of creepy? Giving off a sense of uneasiness. The person or thing that's being creepy knows it and thrives off of it. Bio-evil. You've been watching my videos for quite a while. You like to make Resident Evil close quarters combat analysis, and Resident Evil had quite a few cool fights recently. Chris versus Arias was sick. Sweet. It reminds me of how I started my channel. I was obsessed with the melee combat of modern games. Just Some Gamer. Do I think cereal is a soup? Nope. In my opinion, soup isn't soup unless it's hot. I know they make cold soups, but it just doesn't seem like soup if it's not hot. Oh, that was the other half of the question. Alright, Wyatt Shotron. Leon with Iron Defense Coin and Defense Coin stacked versus Ada with the Attack Coin and Assault Coin stacked. And Vicious Hand-to-Hand Bite to the death. Leon. Manu Castilla. Okay, you'll ask now about most to least favorite things for each main Resident Evil game. It can be anything about the games, but you'll ask the games one by one, not to make it too long of an answer. Thank you. You are very considerate, unlike some people. Just Some Gamer. What is my honest opinion on Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City? So, it doesn't deserve the title of Resident Evil. If it didn't have Resident Evil in the title, I would actually regard it as a decent shoot-'em-up multiplayer game. But the fact that it has Resident Evil on it, it makes me despise it with a passion. It is like it is my second least favorite game in the series, next to Umbrella Corps, which is actually a direct follow-up of that. Yeah, that is my honest opinion of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I will never like the game, but I can appreciate it for its little quirks. Alright. White Shotgun. Chris with a broken leg and a 909 with only a 12.5% chance of working versus fully human Krauser, so no arm, with a broken arm rather, with an ammo box 50 with a 20% chance of working. Krauser's gonna win. Manif. Yeah, you were. Alright, man, Castilla, starting with the first game. I like that. So my most least favorite things about the Resident Evil 1. So my most favorite thing about Resident Evil 1 is the fact that it propelled the survival horror genre. And it has very infamous voice dialogue that a lot of people happen to get an enjoyment out of. My least favorite thing about Resident Evil 1... It's kind of hard to think of one because I like Resident Evil 1. Let me think. One thing I hate... Okay. One of my least favorite things about Resident Evil 1 is the complex zapping system and how you have a lot of different options throughout the game. It made the full play of it that much harder. Spy Red Rum. Loadout for a Ganado Apocalypse. Thank you for not putting a subscriber's name into it. So loadout A is the SPAS 15 assault rifle shotgun. Okay. An M4A1 carbine with a grenade launcher attachment. And a Smith & Wesson Model 500. I'm really loving this loadout. Or a Colt Python, an AR-15. Very controversial there. And a dual-wield Chris Vectors. I'm immediately going with the first loadout. It sounded way more appealing. Tina Schroeder. How old was I when I started my first channel, and was it about Resident Evil or Skedding? So, this channel, The Gamer Shankster, was my very first channel. And it has been. The other channels you see were extensions of it, more or less. TGS Classics is literally a place where my old videos from this channel go to. Shankster94, which is the name I use on this channel when I introduce all my videos, but it's actually just my gamer tag on Xbox Live. But now I have a channel named Shankster94. That features all nothing but skating. So this was definitely my first channel. But to answer your question, how old was I when I started YouTube? Which is essentially the question. It was about Resident Evil, and I was, let me see here. It was August 14th, 2010. So I was 16 years old. I was 16 when I started this channel. Nearly 8 years ago. I'm going to be 24 this year. Wyatt Chatrin, another 2 loadouts. I'm not going to tell you again, so. Survive Resident Evil 4 Monk Zealot Apocalypse. So just a Zealot Apocalypse, okay. Benelli M3 Super 90, a truck with a half a tank of gas, and a fully functional drone with a camera connected to a tablet, so I can view the surrounding area, okay. Or 2 Silver Ghosts to dual wield, Resident Evil 5's melee vest, and Resident Evil 7's iron defense coins, and 3 first aid sprays. That's a better question. I'm going with the M3 Super 90 truck with half gas and functional drone, because I could scout really good ahead. Man of Muff, my favorite CGI movie and why? My favorite is Degeneration, because I felt like that was almost a direct sequel to the events of Resident Evil 2. Because Leon and Claire reunite, and you got another classic zombie outbreak in an airport. It's pretty sophisticated. There you go. Just Some Gamer. Do I prefer Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? That's a really good question. I like that. Get off the subject of Resident Evil. Not saying you shouldn't, but... Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? I think I've probably seen more shows on Cartoon Network than Nickelodeon, but SpongeBob SquarePants, you can't beat that. So that's a really tough question for me, but I think overall I'm going to go with Cartoon Network. Yep. Alright, BioEvil. Your channel is also dedicated to the Resident Evil story, which is one of your favorite elements in the series, the storyline. Alright. Your favorite games are Remake, Code Veronica X, 5, and 2. Did I know that Chris's knife skills are Kali? No, I didn't. I don't do extensive research into, like, a lot of the details within the games. I'm just a big fan of it, essentially. And I share that the fanaticism on this channel, more or less. Wyatt Chatrin, KMF. A zombified version of my girlfriend. I can actually get down with that. But yeah, zombified, that means her intelligence is gone. A Ganado version of my last girlfriend. Yikes. And a Crimson Head version of Ada. Okay, Crimson Head Ada's dying, because that's just going to kill me way too fast. I'm screwing the Ganado of my ex, and I'm marrying my zombified girlfriend. Like, in any circumstance, married is going to my girlfriend, because, well, actually, it maybe depends. Colin, Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries or Resident Evil 6 Mercenaries? Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries, big time, because that was part of the reason why, believe it or not, once upon a time, Resident Evil 5 was my favorite game in the series. When I was obsessed with it, I was playing Mercenaries almost every day. And me and this person named Minutia Man are number 2 in the leaderboards in Prison in Duo Mode in the Xbox 360 version. Man of Muff. My least favorite and most favorite thing about Resident Evil 2. This definitely got asked before. My favorite thing about Resident Evil 2 is the quickly developing relationship between Leon and Ada. My least favorite thing about Resident Evil 2, if I can think of one, it's my favorite game in the franchise. The last transformation of G. I don't think it was necessary. Andre Hernandez, you're back. Hard to believe that you managed to get this far with the Q&A. Oh yeah, the Q&As, I know. Well, I can almost guarantee you guys they'll probably make it to 100. I'll probably do them up until 100. After that point, that's when I'm going to start debating whether or not to end them. I do not know if there will be a 200. I'm not guaranteeing that. But I do guarantee a 100. I will do them at least up to that point. White Shotgun, Ada with all of Resident Evil 7's coins, all stacked together. So that's Defense, Iron Defense, Attack, Assault, Instinct, and Universal. Versus Krauser's final form. Well, with Krauser on a combination of meth, crack, adrenaline, and super steroids. If he's not already dead from the drugs, because that's like OD, Ada defeated Krauser normal. So, with all that on her, she overpowers him by far. Spy Red Room. You actually still play Resident Evil Mercenaries 3D? Jeez. I haven't played that game in like 4 years. I haven't played that game since I did a weapon review on it. And I don't know how long ago that was. You have to look at my channel. But yeah, when people comment on those videos where I have Mercenaries 3D or Revelations, the 3DS version, and they give me their friend code, I'm like, I really do not play Nintendo 3DS anymore. Like, it is totally defunct for me. Manu Castilla. By the way, the only thing I can't answer in these questions is how it affects other games. Just things about the game itself. Forgot to say it. So the answer for favorite thing in Resident Evil 1 doesn't count. Is how it affects other games. So my answer for favorite thing in Resident Evil 1. So you're saying the thing I like most about Resident Evil 1, which is how it... Okay, so how it propelled the series, basically, he says doesn't count? Fine. So my answer was the hilarious voice acting. So you're only half correct there, Manu. Manif, the most overrated character. Overrated? Albert Wesker. Wyatt Shotron, have to drink a large bottle of vegetable oil all at once, or have to eat an entire container of Crisco, which is also lard, all in one sitting. Ugh. I'll drink the large bottle of vegetable oil. Tina Schroeder, what would I think when... What would I think if my girlfriend was undercover as one of the subscribers here in the chat? That would be spectacular. Andre Hernandez, your favorite game in Resident Evil is Revelations 2. That's great. That's actually a good one. The Revelations games were, in my opinion, like... their attempts to return to survival horror before Resident Evil 7. Manu Castillo... in reference to somebody else. Manif, is there a other way to speak with me other than the Q&A? Well, you got PlayStation Network, which you and I both know I haven't been on in a long time. The thing is, I do have a Skype account, but... Like, the fact that I have it reserved, sort of, for a reward if you, like, donate 20, like, become $10 patronage. I think it was $10, yeah. Or was it 20? I forgot. I don't like to share that. But, man, well, wait until the 50-second Q&A. Something's gonna happen. Wyatt Chatrin. Go through the rest of my life with a 5% chance I'll go broke and be homeless, or go through life with a 2% chance I'll turn into the next Hitler. With only 2% chance, I'll go with that. Just some gamer. Remember the time when Capcom misspelled Resident Evil Revelations? Yeah. On the box art. Wyatt Chatrin. The Hulk versus Thanos in a one-on-one fight to the death. The Hulk versus Thanos. Thanos. Poguladia, what's up? BioEvil, you totally get it. You just love this whole Resident Evil world, and you've been a martial arts enthusiast for quite a while. Doing a kickboxing combo on Wesker was priceless. Did Resident Evil 5 have the best melee for me as well? Yes, it did. It's what got me obsessed with melee moves for a long time in the series. I do not have that obsession now. They're just awesome moves. And I love the variety of different moves, since there's 8 different characters, and all of them have, like, 8 different moves, so. Yeah. It's like... Manu Castilla. Most and least favorite things about Resident Evil 3. Okay. My most favorite thing about Resident Evil 3 is we see the return of Jill. The dodging mechanism, I've become quite a master at it. My least favorite thing about Resident Evil 3 is the randomization of a lot of things within it. Like item placement and enemy placement, specifically, which I actually did 2 separate videos on. Okay. Just some gamer. Do I say soda, Coke, or pop when referring to a soft drink? I say soda. Pop, I think, is acceptable, like soda pop, or just pop. Coke is unacceptable. Why would you call this Coke? It's not freaking Coke. Sure, it's made by the Coca-Cola Company, but it essentially isn't Coke. I forgot I still had that right there, along with the water. I'm mixing Sprite with water. I bet people do that a lot. I love how you asked that question. I just happen to have a soda near me. A miniature one. It's one of those minis. Okay. Man of Muff, the most underrated character in Resident Evil. Well, we got to think of a character that's made more than one appearance. The most underrated character, in my personal opinion, is Barry Burton. Barry Burton. Yes. Spyrodrome. The rations and vehicles for the Ganado apocalypse. Loto A. A Peterbilt 379 semi-truck. I have no idea what that is. With 6 protein bars and 8 packs of beef jerky. Or a modified bulldozer with a few cans of Chef Boyardee raviolis, which I happen to love. That's kind of creepy that you mentioned that. No. Oh, great. And now I have to wait for your next part of the question. Yeah, that's where slow mode gets in the way. Look, guys, just because Wyatt Chatrin asks the loadout questions doesn't mean you have to adopt it. To be perfectly honest, those are questions I am neutral about. I don't really prefer those types of questions. They take forever to get through, and I have to think about it. So, please don't start doing that. He already does it enough. But anyway, I'm going to have to return to that question since you only have half of it. Wyatt Chotrin, sex whenever I want with Sheva, but she always slices me across the arm with her combat knife afterward, so just one slash. Or sex whenever I want with Revelations 1, Jill. But she always sends a video of it to my parents. I'll go with Sheva. Tina Schroeder, fighting Thanatos or Neeks in real life with only a knife. Thanatos. Pogilatia, Leon and Ada in Revelations 3. Maybe. See, if they were to make Revelations 3, Leon would have to be in it. That's what I'm thinking. So it'd only be fitting that Ada's in it too. But see, Revelations is known to take place between two events. Between two, like, numbered titles. See, Revelations 1 took place in between Resident Evil 4 and 5. And Revelations 2 took place between 5 and 6. So, Revelations 3, obviously, it would have to take place between 6 and 7. But you see, I think they already did that with Resident Evil Vendetta. So I don't know if there's going to be a Revelations 3. But yeah. So, BioEvil, you mean Resident Evil 6 had the variety of close quarters combat, but Resident Evil 5 just felt damn vicious. Maybe because Resident Evil 5 is one of your favorite games, but the melee in there is so polished. Although Resident Evil 6 had the best knife skills. They both have their pros and cons. Like, I felt like Resident Evil 6's melee system, it just got too complicated. If you've seen my melee move review of that game, I had to split it into like 6 parts. And it's insane. The total time was probably around an hour and a half. I can't do it off the top of my head, or around an hour. But yeah, Resident Evil 6 I just felt like was too complicated. Resident Evil 5 was straightforward. How to do the moves remain the same throughout all the characters. And there was only like 8 different stun areas. Wyatt Chotrin, least and most favorite things about Resident Evil 5. You can't do that, Wyatt. But Mano Castilla is already going to get to that question. You just bypassed it. Yeah, well, no, I'm going to be fair and wait until Mano Castilla gets to that, because he already called dibs on it. So, I'll ask the question you directly after the answer. I'll answer the question you asked directly after that. If my girlfriend got into a high-speed chase with the police and caused multiple accidents, landing her in jail for the next 2 years, would that be a deal breaker? It depends on whether someone dies or not. If no one died, I would be in a dark state for a while, but I would not break it off with her. If people got killed, I might have to. But the fact that you're only giving her a 2-year sentence means I don't think there's any manslaughter involved. Otherwise, it would be a lot higher than that. Colin, do I prefer day or nights? I prefer night. Mano Castilla, you skipped Resident Evil 2 because Manifest. You know, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, so yeah, I just emphasized right there. Yeah, Mano Castilla is the asker of most of least favorite for the main games, alright? So keep your hands off. So I apologize that I accidentally did it for Resident Evil 2, but so you just happen to have a Sprite bottle there yourself. Ha! Alright. I already answered that question, Manif. Tina Schroeder, how old do I think you are? How old do I think you are? And a tip is you're a lot younger than I am. Than me now. Okay. 15. Manu Well, don't worry, Manu. I didn't answer his question. Spy Redrum. Alright, finally, the other half of the question. A few packs of baby carrots. Note, both will contain 2 cases of water and 1 container fuel for both vehicles. Which one is better? If I can remember the first half of the question, jeez. Your second loadout. Man of Muff, the most underrated female character. The most underrated female character, I feel like, is Claire Redfield. Yeah. Wyatt Chatran, least to most... Nope, not answering it. Pogiladia, which is the best... Which is the best capture card? I can't honestly answer that question. The one I use is called the Avermedia Game Capture 2. But the ones I hear about the most... One of the most popular I always hear about is the Elgato. That's the one I would recommend if you're going to grab one. The Elgato Game Capture HD, because it's also capable of live streaming. And it can record 1080p 60 frames per second, while mine can only do 30 frames per second on 1080p. I have to dummy it down to 720 if I want 60 frames. Just Some Gamer, favorite Disney movie? The Lion King. Tina Schroeder, fighting Neeks or Durga with only a knife in real life, and why? Okay, well, what the hell is the Durga again? Oh, freaking A. It's that thing in Revelations 2. I'd rather fight the Durga. Why? Because it has a weak spot that I can actually see. And, like... and because the Neeks is just gonna wrap me up with its tentacles and swallow me whole. Anyway, Colin, you were playing Resident Evil 5 a couple days ago and did a melee move you didn't even know Chris had. It was a backhand and it killed like 6 Magini. Yeah. Yeah, the backhand is one of the best moves in that game, for sure. My record is 7, I believe. 7 Magini. BioEvil. Anyway, something non-combat related. What are my thoughts on Chris turning blonde with a blonde stubble without a chin in the jawline in Resident Evil 7? His Resident Evil 6 model is so great, it's a shame. I don't mind the change, unlike a lot of other people. A lot of other people gave it crap because of that. But when they explained why they had to do it, it made sense. So, the blonde thing is just... I wonder if that's because Jill went through that phase. Not that it was her intention, but... I don't know about that. All the other things I can get over really quickly, but the blonde thing, yeah. Okay. We're about to get some beef in the chat, it looks like. Tina Schroeder, you're 17. I was close. It's good enough for me. Pogiladia, you can't wait until my next gameplay. So Resident Evil 0. Or the live stream of Resident Evil 7. Either way, I guess it's good. Not answering Wyatt. You may say dibs is not a thing, but it's my Q&A, and I say it is. So, you lose. Spy Redrum. Most funniest thing from any Resident Evil game, note packaging also counts. Spy Redrum. Most funniest thing from any Resident Evil game, note packaging also counts. Packaging counts. Okay, the most funniest thing from any Resident Evil game? Once again, probably the voice dialogue, the voice acting in Resident Evil 1. Root of the problem. You're almost a Jill sandwich. I have this. Hope it's not Chris's blood. Alright, Mana Castilla. Moving on. Most and least favorite thing. See, so real quickly, Manu, don't worry. I'm not going to answer Wyatt on any question that says most and least favorite. Because, sure, I see that he commented you don't own questions. But in this Q&A, you told me from the get-go that you're going to start naming, like, all the games from most to least favorite, one by one. So from the moment you did that, for this Q&A, you do own the question. So don't worry, I am not going to answer Wyatt Chatrand on any of those questions, because I am respecting you, and I like that you're going, and unlike Wyatt Chatrand, you're going in order of release date. So, yeah, I can appreciate that. So, yes, moving on. Code Veronica X. Okay. Moving on. Most to least favorite things about Code Veronica X. I need to focus. Most favorite thing about Code Veronica X is Claire coming back. Steve's dim-wittedness. I actually like it. It adds comic relief. My least favorite thing about Code Veronica X is the length of the game, and it's one of the tougher Resident Evil games. Alright. Why am I drinking this Sprite now? Okay. Man of Muff. The most overrated female character. The most overrated female character. I don't want to say Jill Valentine. She's not overrated. She's perfect. But, so I might have to name a character that may not be in more than one game. Overrated. Ashley Graham. Alright, Wyatt Chatrand. Eat nothing but raw uncooked cauliflower for the rest of my life, or nothing but raw uncooked cucumbers for the rest of my life. I missed your threesome question. What? Well, retype it, because it must be way far up there. Because I'm already far behind as it is. So, uncooked cauliflower or uncooked cucumbers for the rest of my life? Cucumbers. Tina Schroeder. Do I like Gundam, and when, and if yes, what is my favorite mobile suit? I don't know what Gundam is. Man if Muff. Durga can insta-kill me, regardless. Pogiladia, what's my favorite Resident Evil in slow motion? My favorite Resident Evil in slow motion. Not quite getting the question there. Like, what's my favorite Resident Evil to see in slow motion? Like, put in slow motion? Or, like, an actual slow motion scene? Okay. If it's an actual slow motion scene, I'm definitely going with... Oh, yeah. It's definitely in Resident Evil 5 when Chris shoots the Popokorimu out of the sky. Yes, that is it. Ex Dante, hey. Spy Red Rum, favorite ice cream flavor? French vanilla. See, what you misunderstood me. I said for this Q&A, Manu Castillo gets to ask those questions. Like, let's be perfectly honest, it was kind of disrespectful that you just jumped ahead and started asking that ahead of him when you knew that he would eventually get to those games. So, Wyatt Chatrand, at the end of the day, I call what happens in this Q&A, so just don't even argue with me, alright? Just some gamer. People are working hard in school so they can get the job they want and make money. Yet there was a guy saying Gucci Gang over and over again, making millions of dollars. What is wrong with society? You know, that... Yeah. Just some things. So, Mana Castilla, yeah, if you don't, this is an extended Q&A. We still have 32 minutes left in this Q&A. We've been at it for nearly an hour. But no, if you just stick to the main games, so no spin-offs, so that's 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, 0, Remake even, Rev 1, Rev 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should still be able to get through it. Yeah, but yeah, also don't forget you're limited to a question every 2 minutes, so I would suggest that you save it specifically for each game. Don't worry about Wyatt Chatran. I'm not answering his question if it's about that. Amar Smojlovic. What is the best MP in the series? Machine Pistol? The best one. The MPAF, maybe. From 6, Revelations 2. Andre Hernandez. One thing you like about the newer games. Bioevil is the melee moves. Oh, that was in reference to somebody else. Okay. Wyatt Chatran. Get through life with a 75% chance of getting to have sex with a hot Asian supermodel once, or with a 25% chance of getting any of his BJs from hot black supermodels for the rest of my life. Why are you throwing race into it? But anyway, I currently have a girlfriend right now, so I don't want to be regarded as a stud in that sense. So I will go through life with a 75% chance of getting to have sex once with a hot Asian. Because that'll know I'll be cheating only once. Alex Dante. Chris Wesker says in rage. Wesker. Oh no, Chris. Wesker says in rage. Okay. Spy Red Rum. When you play with friends, you pretend you are BSA soldiers before the events of Resident Evil 5 and use Nerf guns. Note, you also say Resident Evil original Barry Burns lines when they're funny. Sweet. You know, I just realized that this Q&A specifically is sort of half questions and half just stating what you guys like, which is cool. This doesn't have to be strictly a question and answer thing. It can't, like I said, these Q&As are also for you guys to communicate, so we could just chat. Pogi Ladia. Who's my favorite guitar player? Whoever is the main guitar player of Metallica. Anthony Usury. You're here. You're a little late. Oh, you still got 30 minutes left. Alright, now I'm going to ask a question Wyatt Chatran sent to me on Facebook, just so I can get it over with. If I walked in on my girlfriend making out with Man of Muff and Marat in a threesome, would that be a deal breaker? Yes. Assume she needed money from selling the sex tape. Don't care. That's very immoral and disrespectful, disloyal, and no, I will not have it. Manu Castilla. Remake. Given its nature, I can't answer the same as saying the original. I gotcha. Okay. My most favorite thing about Remake is the fact that they added to the original storyline. I thought that was very creative. My least favorite thing about Remake is I think the zombies are overpowered. Takes up to like 12 shots sometimes from a handgun, and if you're too close, they will get to you. The very first time I ever played Remake, I literally died by a zombie's hand. Because I I underestimated their strength. Mana for Muff? Damn right. I own the Q&A, not Wyatt Chatron. Wyatt, Pogeladia. What is the most powerful handgun in the Resident Evil series? The most powerful handgun? Huh. Probably Wesker's Samurai Edge in Resident Evil 5. Ex Dante. Can I do an impression of any Resident Evil character? Probably not perfectly. And I'm trying to think of a line that I know to the script and can somehow play the same accent. I'm trying to think here. I can't really do an impression of any character necessarily. That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich. Barry Burton's like one of the funnest to do an impression of. Another one is Carlos Oliveira in Resident Evil 3. I know. You want to ask me out? All the foxy ladies love my accent. It drives them crazy. Alright. Tina Schroeder, don't fight boys. I know. Like, seriously. Mano Castilla. Also, you also wait for me to answer one before you do the next one. That is good consideration as well. Colin, your favorite quote in Resident Evil history is Wesker saying, "You will give me... You will get... Actually, I do remember that. And when you're playing in Mercenaries and you have an egg and you request an egg, you will give me an egg. Not, may I have an egg or something. Or give me an egg. You will give me an egg. That is great. Andre Hernandez, your least favorite thing about Remake is that they don't feature the Jill sandwich joke. Well, so he doesn't say Jill sandwich, but he does mention sandwich. He says a second late, you would have fit nicely in a sandwich. So, in my opinion, see, they had to switch it up. They can't do the exact same lines, for the most part. Justin Campow. Hello. You're stuck on Abyss Mode, Stage 2 in Revelations. Any tips on newly entering Abyss Mode? Basically, I would say keep your distance as much as possible from enemies. Gather as much ammo as you can. Like, break all the barrels, boxes, whatnot. And go for the critical hits. And use your melee if you can. From what I remember, on Stage 2 in Revelations is the beach, right? Or am I thinking... That's raid mode, probably. So, if you're still on the ship... Or if you're in a wide open area, those are my suggestions to you. Just Some Gamer, you're putting this here. Bye. Oh, alright. Alright, something's gonna pop up in a second here, and I'm kind of wondering what the question associated with it is. Flancorp, how can I tell if a girl likes me? If she smiles at the mere sight of you? I had a feeling it was going to say something like that. Sure, Wyatt, but being my biggest supporter doesn't get you leeway either. But anyway, returning to the Q&A. Amar Smolzovic. Shankster, as a fan to the series, how do I think of the change of the series since Remake? So, with the more modern games, I get a kick out of them to some degree, but I do agree with the general public that that for the most part it lost its horror element. That's why I keep saying Resident Evil 7 is one of the best games I've seen since Resident Evil 4. Well, I didn't say the owner of all questions. What? Look, here's the simple point. Every question you ask except least to most favorite for a game, because you wouldn't have asked that until he started asking it. That's where I'm getting at. I feel like because you jumped ahead of him and went to Resident Evil 5, because he started doing that, I don't feel like answering a question because he was going to get to it. That's where I'm getting at. It's not him owning the question, it's me deciding to reserve that kind of question to him for this Q&A. Just like the loadout questions. You're pretty much the proprietor of those questions. I just asked everybody else to not ask those because you already do. So, if you ask me, you already own a type of question, Wyatt, so I don't know why you're complaining. Amar Smozlovic. Oh, no, never mind. I went up accidentally. I need to get off this whole debate thing. Ruby the Eternal Flame. What is my favorite Resident Evil moment ever? My favorite Resident Evil moment ever. That's hard, but I'll probably just go with one of the best moments. It's when I beat Resident Evil 3 for the first time, because it was the first time I played it was the first time I beat a Resident Evil game. God damn it! I just got bumped down to the bottom because of that damn donation. Alright, X Dante, Umbrella of Stars. Stars. Wyatt Chatrin, Drain Deimos versus Novistador. Novistador. Just some gamer. Well, you messed that one up also, but okay. Tina Schroeder, fight a regular zombie with a knife or the PRL 412 in real life? PRL 412. Anthony Usury. So when I go to play Resident Evil 0, am I going to play it on Xbox One or the GameCube? Xbox One. Justin Campow, you would have to say the Red 9 is the most powerful handgun in your opinion. Yeah, you know what? The Red 9 is pretty damn powerful. You can't really say a most powerful handgun in the series though, because like it should be to each and every game. Because if you took the Red 9 into other games, you don't know if it's going to be the same like amount of shots. Manu Castilla. 0. Most and least favorite thing about 0. Ugh. 0. Okay. I love that they gave a side story. They explained the what's the word I'm looking for? It's a precursor to Resident Evil 1, obviously. That's why it's called 0. I like that they give Rebecca, like, her own game. Oh, here's the thing. Exclusive to 0, more or less. The fact that you could switch characters in the middle of the game. And they have their own duties and whatnot. It is actually very creative. My least favorite thing about Resident Evil 0 is them getting rid of the item boxes, and instead allowing you to just drop the item wherever you want and then go back to it. Well, Tina Schroeder, for your information, the PRL 412 was still a better prop weapon to melee you with it instead of a knife. So I still win. No. Whatever. Spy Red Rum, you love Revelations 2 doing how many callbacks and use your favorite character, Burton. Yeah. Cool. Alright, I need to focus. I'm losing my I'm losing my head. Ruby the Eternal Flames. Ruby the Eternal Flame. Should Billy Cohen make a return in some time in the future? Absolutely. Him and Carlos Oliveira need to make a comeback sometime. Tina Schroeder, do I think I could survive a real zombie apocalypse in real life? Probably not. I have no experience in actual combat, so no, probably not. Wyatt Shawtrend, Nosferatu versus three fat moldeds. Nosferatu, I'd say. Oh, actually, no. No, 3 fat molded will win. Ex Dante. What's a gun in the Resident Evil series that I have in real life? I don't have one in real life, but one I would love to own in real life is a Smith & Wesson Model 500. As beastly as that thing is. Alright. BioEvil. Give what I've seen thus far in the series, which Resident Evil character would I consider to be the main one and why? Chris Redfield, because I think he has the most amount of credits. By that I mean he's appeared the most in the series. Because it seems his life now is all about fighting bioterrorism. That's my explanation. Arthur Estrella, love. Alright. Andre Hernandez, that would be Chris. Already answered. Amar Smoljevic. Do I think that in a future game such as Resident Evil 8, who do I want to return series? Basically just said it. Carlos and or Billy. Justin Campow. How many total playthroughs of Resident Evil 4 have I done in my free time? Over 20, easily. That's acceptable, Wyatt Shawtrend. I mean, I wish you would just get over it. What? Nyx versus Skagdead. Nyx. What? Pluto versus Elgarador. Pluto versus Elgarador. What the hell is the Pluto? Damn it. Pluto. Oh, God. Really? That thing and Dead Aim? Elgarador. Man of Mouth. My favorite food? Pizza. Easily. Spy Red Rum. You wonder, does Barry Barton actually know how to drive a stick shift? Probably. Most and least... Finally, Mana Castilla. Most and favorite thing about Resident Evil 4. There you go. There you go, Wyatt Shawtrend. He gave you permission to do the spin-offs. Now get over it. So, my most and least favorite things about Resident Evil 4... Okay. Let me think real hard about this one, because Resident Evil 4 is one of the best games. It's like my second favorite game in the series. Let me start with my least favorite thing. How it affects other games is not allowed, okay? So I can't say, because it took the series downhill. So let me think of an alternative. My least favorite thing about Resident Evil 4. I'm trying to think. No, maybe I should start with my most favorite thing. Resident Evil 4 was just, it changed the series dramatically. Damn it. You make it hard, Manu, saying I can't give an answer that affects other games. So, I'm just gonna try to my best to keep it simple. My favorite thing about Resident Evil 4 is the knife battle between between Leon and Krauser. My least favorite thing about Resident Evil 4 is the Assignment Ada scenario. I think it was pointless. There you go. It's not very concrete, but I honestly can't think of better answers. Tina Schroeder, yeah, in reference to something I said earlier. Justin Campo, what death of a Resident Evil character hit me the hardest? Yours was Parker's. Justin, have you beat Revelations yet? If you haven't, I mean, I have no choice but to tell you, so mild spoiler alert. Parker doesn't die. If you're at the point in the game right now where it seemed he died, he actually comes back. Wait a minute. Hold on a sec. I might be thinking of something else. Let me check my facts. He's alive, like I thought. I got worried for a second. Okay, but anyway, to answer your question, what character's death hit me the hardest? Probably Lewis in Resident Evil 4. Either that or Steve in Code Veronica. Alright. Yeah, well, you do have a point there. We know we're running out of questions when we're fighting over them. Which is why I think ultimately these Q&As are one day going to die out. Because if they just become, like, people stealing other questions or whatnot, I really don't want it to continue. Alright, but anyway, Ouroboros Makono versus U3. U3. Now go, but just go, Ex Dante. Anthony Usury. So I've played any other games in my free time, like maybe Spyro, for example. Oh, yeah. I don't play Resident Evil in my free time, so other games I love are Skate, Tekken, Crash Bandicoot, and maybe some James Bond FPSs. Alright, Spy Red Rum. Did I, in Resident Evil 6, in one of the sections of Chris Redfield's campaign, bot Chris and Piers actually pilots a Harrier jump jet? Spy Red Rum, I'm sorry, but sometimes I don't get your sentences because your grammar is not the best. BioEvil. Your thoughts exactly. Chris is indeed one that looks like the main guy of the Resident Evil series, the Captain America of Resident Evil, like many people say. Do I think he'll be in Resident Evil 8 or Rev 3? I don't think he should be, because he made an appearance in the last 3 numbered titles, so I think he needs to take a break. Leon needs to come back again. Wyatt Shotron, the Executioner versus Jack Baker's final form. Jack Baker's final form. Amar Smozlovic, if I played as Barry Burton in the Resident Evil 7 campaign, would I feel safe? No. Man of Muff, U.S. and Germany are the 2 countries you would love to visit. Huh. Wyatt Shotron, Duvalia versus Giant Magini. Giant Magini. Ex Dante, since I already finished Resident Evil Remastered, will I do Resident Evil games that released this generation? That is the plan, yes. So Resident Evil 0 will also be the remastered version. Wyatt Shotron, you thought Parker was dead too, until you just finished Revelations 1. What do I think of the final scene after the credits in Rev 1? What, between Jessica and Raymond? Just goes to show that the evil win too. Robert Nitor. What's my favorite Resident Evil game? You're guessing Resident Evil 4? Incorrect. My favorite game is Resident Evil 2. Alright, Mana Castilla. Most and least favorite things about Resident Evil 5. On a totally different side note, you would love to have my hair color. Yours is darker, but you want to, but you don't want to dye it. Yeah, I got dirty blonde. Anyway, Resident Evil 5. Most favorite thing is Mercenaries. Mercenaries Reunion. I played the hell out of it. I set a record on it. Least favorite thing about Resident Evil 5 is it has like no horror element whatsoever. That is not affecting the whole franchise, by the way. In it itself, it has no horror element, in my opinion. And your retarded partner, Sheva Alomar, when she's controlled by AI, is stupid. Anthony Usury, have I watched any anime TV shows like Dragon Ball Z? So I've never watched Dragon Ball Z, but I have watched anime. I've only seen a single digit of different anime. My favorite is Naruto Shippuden. But I've seen Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto. I'm watching Boruto. Eureka 7, Eureka 7 AO, Claymore, Sword Art Online, Full Metal Alchemist, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So 8 different anime. Sort of. White Chotron, Investigator Majini versus the Merchant. Investigator Majini versus the Merchant. The Merchant. The Merchant is mysterious, man. But he appears everywhere, so he has some superpower. Spyrodrum, you're deeply sorry. You always either misspell or your tablet lags because causing it to misspell. Gotcha. Robert Nitor. Yes, Leon needs to make a comeback in the next Resident Evil game. Pretty much all Chris in the 3 previous titles. Like, yeah. And Jill needs to make a comeback, too. But see, well, yeah, she should. X Dante, you mean the weapon reviews. Amar Smolzovic, what game should there be a remastered version out of? List 3 or more. What game should there be a remastered version? Okay. 2 and 3. And, I think Outbreak should be ported to current-gen consoles in upscaled resolution. So, there you go. So, 2, 3, and Outbreak. Wyatt Chotron, U9. Is that actually a thing? U3, U9. What? That's a conceptual character from Resident Evil 5 and never made the full cut. So how can I compare? So, obviously the U9 is out of the equation. Oh, great. And I noticed further down you're asking more about U9, which just makes the damn thing harder. So U9 versus U8 versus U3 and a vicious 3 will fight to the death. Well, the U9 is definitely not reigning. I'm going to go with U8 is going to win. Justin Campout, was there ever a jump scare that made me jump so bad enough that I got hurt? Not that I recall, but I have jumped many a time on jump scares. Spy Red Rum, now Carlos or Billy need some love. Yeah. U9 versus Javier Hidalgo form. Javier. Evelyn wins too. Manu Castilla. Alright, favorite thing, most and least for about Revelations 1. Wait, how much time do we still have? About 4 minutes. Yeah, you're right. So, well, if you join the next Q&A, the next, I don't know if I can guarantee anything. See, what's the deal? See, Wyatt Chotron, you made such a big deal about that, yet you never even asked the spin-offs like you said you would. So, what the hell was that all about? But anyway, most and least favorite thing about Rev 1. Well, because Revelations 1, I like how it takes place on a ship, and Jill and Parker are pretty much stranded. And it is a big-ass ship, let me tell you. I just like the environment. The least favorite thing about Revelations 1... I do not like that whole... What's the scanner? I forgot what the scanner is called, but I don't like that thing. I don't like how that was made an objective throughout the whole game. The Genesis, I think it's called, or something. Alright, Tina Schroeder. How do I think it feels being absorbed by Nick's alive? I don't want to know. Amar Shmozovic. What do I think of Marshmallow, the artist? I don't listen to him. Robert Nitor. Merchant for the win. Yeah, it is pretty ironic how we can get one shot by anything. Yeah. Colin, we need a game with Leon and Jill meeting and teaming up. Maybe two favorite characters. Your two favorite characters. Rev 3, maybe? Possibly. With zombies, hopefully. I don't know where that would go in the timeline, though. Alright, Andrea Hernandez, you're leaving. See you later. And finally, I'm caught up. Somewhat. Ex Dante. The funniest moment in my weapon review was my cat and Resident Evil Guardian. Huh! I'm surprised you actually remember that. But yeah, my cat got behind my desk and was getting into the wires, and I was getting nervous. I had to rip her out of there. Justin Campout. Would I be mad if Krauser somehow came back into the future game? Yes, I would be. I feel like dead characters need to stay dead. Wyatt Shotron. Reaper versus Novistador versus Drain Diamos in a vicious three-way fight to the death. Novistador has the advantage of flight. Spy Redrum. Someone else. Wyatt Shotron, which would be more badass / cool to find out? What Resident Evil 4 JJ's name stands for, or Ada's full real name, her backstory, and her true feelings for Leon? All three of Ada's things count as one. I would rather go with that then. Man, if Muff, you wish Tina Schroeder is your girlfriend. Tina Schroeder, you gotta admire her. Robert Nitor. You second Colin's thing. Alright, Wyatt Shotron. Trivia question. I like these. Which two enemies in Resident Evil 4 cannot be killed with a single charged blast from the PRR 412, but require two blasts? Or one blast plus further damage from some other weapons? Which two enemies cannot be killed by single charge blast? Wow. That, because I was silent just now, that actually made me jump a little bit. But that was the timer going off, so I prefer if the questions stop. But anyway, to answer your question, Wyatt, I think Sadler, I'm going to say Sadler, hold on. I got to think carefully about this, because the last time you asked something like that with a rocket launcher, I didn't really think about it very much. So, okay. U3. Yeah, U3. I'm going to go with U3 and Sadler. Yeah, U3 and Sadler. Because once, like you said, the cutscene for Ada needs to trigger to throw the rocket launcher. And U3, I'm saying, because you see him in that, when he's dropping your containers, but he has to make it to the end of the fight. So aren't those the answers? Alright. So the last question I'm going to answer is Wyatt Chatron's trivia question about the ammo boxes. So, Noah Skylar Saldivar. Necesito un consejo. I'm not sure what that means, because whenever I reply in Espanol, I use a translator. So, lo siento. Ed's 28th. What up, Shanks? What up? New guy on the block. Kudos to my 50 Q&A. It's too bad it's just ending. Alright, Manu Castilla. I guess this is your last one. Most of the least favorite about Resident Evil 6. most favorite thing about Resident Evil 6 is the concept of multiple scenarios crossing into each other. I thought that was kind of creative. My least favorite thing about Resident Evil 6 is Capcom's lack of effort to return to survival horror. Tina Schroeder, you're flattered, but you have a boyfriend. Well, that will shut some people up about me and you getting together. Alright, last question. Another trivia question. Wyatt Chatron, what kind of animal appears on Resident Evil 4's handgun ammo box? I don't pay attention to such details, man. Freaking buffalo, I don't know, I don't care. Alright, that's gonna end it, people. So I hope you enjoyed the 50th Q&A. An extra half hour. I will admit, though, I did not like... I didn't really like the whole debate that was going on throughout. I really wish those would not happen. Because at the end of the day, no one person has any creative control over anything except me, because I'm the one hosting the Q&A. So, yeah, I really wish that wouldn't happen. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. So, yep, hope you enjoyed that one. I will see you guys in number 51. Nothing special about it, really. But 52. That one is going to be very interesting. Because it's going to be 2 hours long. A full hour longer. Because it's to commemorate a year of doing these Q&As. And I'm going to be doing a couple things different. Still not going to disclose what they are. Not until the actual Q&A itself. But I'm hoping you guys like it. There is a small chance some of you might get jealous. But it's only because, well, I shouldn't say anything more, otherwise I might accidentally spoil it. So, yeah, just look forward to Q&A 52, 51. There's nothing significant, it's just another Q&A, but as always, I'll see you guys there. Next content you'll see from me is a test stream of Resident Evil 7 DLC. Because I need to find out if my planned method to live stream the game will work. I still don't know if it's going to work or not. But it's the next thing I have to do, so I'll be getting around to that very soon here. Alrighty, guys. Peace out. This is Shankster94, aka TheGamersHankster. Rate, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Support me on Patreon. Even though only one person can seem to afford to right now. But shout out to him. That is Wyatt Chatron, and that's probably why he gets so defensive on certain things. But yeah. Alrighty, guys. Peace out.